Despite the insistence by the current party leaders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, that all is well with the party, some of the party's chieftains are not happy with the crisis rocking the party, which had on Tuesday led Senator Abdullahi Adamu, national chairman, and Senator Yola Omishore, secretary, to resign from their positions after they were accused of high-handedness and financial mismanagement by some members of the National Working Committee. Also, some members of the party are not happy with President Bola Tinubu's appointments at the presidency, stating that the president is more interested in appointing people from his Lagos constituency, thereby neglecting the rest of the Southwest. However, strong indications have also emerged that members of the NWC may clash with the party's governors over a plan by the latter to adopt former Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State as the new national chairman of the party. Joining us now on the morning show to discuss the internal wrangling in the ruling All Progressives Congress and how to resolve the quagmire is Dele Fulani, national coordinator of Conference of APC Support Groups in the Southwest. Good morning, Mr. Fulani, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Dr. Ruben, and good morning, viewers.
Okay, quickly, I've seen a letter that you signed as coordinator of the APC support groups in the Southwest, in which you are appealing to President Tinubu to remember that Lagos is not Southwest, that in the last election, he got votes also from Ekiti, from Oyo, from Osun, from other parts of the Southwest, and that there is a lopsidedness in terms of the number of persons he has appointed from the Southwest, 13 out of 20, all Lagos State-based politicians. Well, your letter was dated 19 July. I guess you may not have received any response yet. But do you want to address some of those issues you raised in that letter?
Yeah, once again, thank you, Dr. Ruben. The letter was written in good faith, and the letter was not written out of the blues. It's based on public opinion that is brewing. And in politics, opinion of the people, matters a lot. And we said, okay, this government just came on board. And since we are closer to the people, we are men and women of the grassroots. We have our ears on ground. It's better this is neat on the board before it became a wildfire that may not be easily quenched. So we put up the letter. Before the letter, we did a press release regarding that effect that came out in different national dailies. And also we wrote that open letter to Mr. President, because what the public opinion is saying out there, particularly from the Southwest, that like the letter put it, that the aides Mr. President has appointed so far, about out of 20, about 13 of them are from Lagos State. They may not be basically Lagos indigene, but these are individuals that play their politics in Lagos, that have adopted Lagos as their immediate constituency. And we say no, the president should look to other side of the Southwest and make an equitable, balance of this. And if you want to go further, what has Lagos contributed to the success of, to the victory of Mr. President? If the election was to be solely relied on what comes out of Lagos, I think we'll not be talking about Mr. President being the president now. So we see this as an ugly situation that is brewing up, and Mr. President should look at other parts of Southwest, those that have contributed to his success. Look at Ondo State, look at Ekiti, look at Oyo, look at, Ogun, Osun. It shouldn't be only Lagos State. And also, too, the sense of entitlement of Lagos politicians, doesn't go well with us. Doesn't go well with us because, the pressure that Mr. President is facing are basically from Lagos politicians, not politicians from other parts of the country or Southwest. Everybody wants to be ministers from Lagos. Everybody wants to be this. And going by Nigerian constitution, the president can only pick one from Lagos State, and virtue of maybe picking from zone, may also at maximum can pick 2 from Lagos. But everybody in Lagos want to become ministers. So what happened to the rest of Southwest? Everybody want to be board chairman in Lagos. Everybody want to be chief executive of MDAs. It doesn't work like that. So we advise Mr. President so seriously not to allow himself to be put under undue pressure by these individuals. And the president should spread out. He's the father of all. And also, if you permit me, we also mentioned the issue of constitution of the appointment, board appointment, whereby the chief of staff to president, was made the chairman, where we have the SGF as member or secretary. And we said no, by hierarchy or protocol. The SGF, by protocol, seniors are the chief of staff. The chief of staff is an aide to Mr. President. SGF is the secretary to the government of the federation. So when you have a committee that brings this individual together, the SGF should be the chairman of that committee. So we should do things in the right way. The SGF should be the chairman, and we advise Mr. President to revisit that appointment and make the SGF the chairman of the committee, and also pick a representative of the party of APC as the secretary of the committee. Because a representative of the party, we know who and who have worked for the party, that those that are good for one appointment or the other. Not also bringing in a renowned Lagos politician to chair the committee, whereby appointment will be thrown to his immediate constituency, or those honorables, those National Assembly members that failed in the last election, that may use the appointment to compensate them. These are what we have seen, and we feel, no, it doesn't work that way. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so obviously the ministerial list hasn't yet been released to the public. It's just the House, so we don't know what we don't know who has been earmarked for appointment. But what you're saying is that the body language so far is not encouraging, especially with the appointment he's made already. But some people would see this as speaking to bigger issues within the APC. Because, as you've mentioned, you're the coordinator of the Conference of APC Support Groups. So, at party level, there's some form of check or balance that you can, or accountability that you can, ask from the president. Beyond his appointments, there are other things that he's been criticized for and pointers to the fact that all is not well in the APC. And so these offshoots are coming out, and disgruntled people are writing letters and coming out to grant interviews. What is the state of the APC currently? Are there factions? Are there groups? Is there any way that people are looking to pull out because of the way the president has handled his leadership of the party?
I would like to say this emphatically. The president has done nothing wrong. The president has done no wrong for now. And the atmosphere in APC is cool, calm, and collected. There is no crisis. There is no any iota of people who want to move, and all that. Why should people move? You want to move from the ruling party to opposition? Who does that? So all these are just speculation. Are just in the realm of speculation. The president has done no wrong, so far. In fact, the policy he has put in place since he became president, are in the right direction to bring, Nigerians, to bring us from, where we were before, into where we were before, to a better, to a better Nigeria, so to say. And talking about the party, when you have a party that is the ruling party, there is always a link between party administration and governance. And I don't think that link has been totally broken. I don't think that link has been totally broken because, to the best of my knowledge, the presidency, has always been trying to interface with the party in some issues that I know. So for now, I don't see there's no disconnect. For now, there's no disconnect. But All we are saying is just that the president should spread out, and also the appointment of the committee that will superintend over the appointment of board. The party should be key player. The individual that have been appointed, the SGF, the chief of staff, they are also critical stakeholders in the party. It's not that maybe they are from another party, they are from APC also, but we should have a party representation. We should have a party representation in the committee, because the party will know, those that really work for the party. The party will know those that fit in, in certain areas and all that. So that's what I'm saying. For now, the presidency have a pass mark. He has not done anything wrong.
Okay. A lot of people ask that, why are you bringing this forward as we speak? Why are you talking about it? Doesn't the president have a right to pick his own man? So why are you making it a Lagos thing?
Now, thank you, Rufai, for that question. You see, in policy making, generally, in policy making, there are stratas. Even when government want to form a policy, the government also consider public opinion. We consider opinion from the civil society, even from the press. And the public opinion also serve as a feedback mechanism to whatever program or policy government is embarking on. And now, as APC stakeholder, as an APC stakeholder, we feel this should be neat in the board, because I'm a Yoruba man. I'm from Ondo State. And I grew up in Lagos. I know what I'm saying, but I live in Abuja. I work here. I am an employer of labor. I'm an aviation consultant. But beyond that, I'm also a politician. We see the character of our people. We are in Abuja, we see them. We see Lagos politicians, the way they come in and all that. Let me tell you, you can't get anything done in the villa now without calling somebody from Lagos. Even to some of us that are from Southwest. I, as an individual, even with my capacity in the party, when I need something, when I want to access the villa, I must call somebody from Lagos to get access to it. It shouldn't be so. We understand that the president was former governor in Lagos State, and he has his lieutenant, his aide that worked for him. In the same vein, you are now, Mr. President, spread out to other regions, even beyond Southwest. Because all what we are saying, the evidence are there. The appointments, look at it. They are former this, former that in Lagos. Why not former this, former that in Ondo State, former this, former that in Ekiti? We have capacity. We have men of great capacities all over the Southwest that the president can pick. So what we are saying, the president should look beyond Lagos.
I deliberately asked you, why are you making it about Lagos? Because it's a deliberate trick question. Truth has to be said. All of these people you claim are from Lagos. Not all of them are from Lagos. Mr. Dele Alake, for instance, is not from Lagos. And that's why I deliberately asked you that question. Why are you making it about Lagos? The other people that were picked, not all of them are from Lagos. So why are you making it about Lagos? Because what you are doing is a dog whistle. And that's why you mentioned Lagos in all of this. I have just given you one instance. Mr. Dele Alake is not from Lagos State. There are many other people that have been picked that are not from Lagos State. There are people that are from the north, part of his special advisors there. All right, take for instance, Ms. Musawa, what's her name? Anatu. Yes, Anatu is not from Lagos. There are other people there that are not from Lagos. So why mention this Lagos thing? Because it's a dog whistle. Adisa is not from Lagos. There's somebody from Oyo State there. Adedeji is from Oyo State. So Rufai, why are you mentioning Lagos?
Can I butt in?
Yes.
Rufai, can I butt in? If you listen to my my preamble earlier, I made mention that this individual may not be Lagos indigene, but these are people that play their politics in Lagos and have chosen Lagos as their immediate constituency. The Dele Alake you referred to, yes, Dele Alake is not from Lagos, but Dele Alake plays his politics in Lagos, was a commissioner for information during Asiwaju's administration as governor. Dele Alake was a commissioner for information. We have the host of them. Go through the list. Go through the list. See, when you have a situation whereby you have like 20 appointments and you can get about 10, 13 that reside in a particular place, that dwell in a particular place, their means of livelihood is from there, that they play their politics in a particular place. So it will be fair for you to make a generalization that they are from Lagos.
But there's also
not until they are Lagos.
Okay, can I come in? But there's also something called the fallacy of hasty generalization here. Anatu Musawa did not play her politics in Lagos. Mr. Adedeji did not play his politics in Lagos. We can also go on. Other people, I don't have the list here. There are a lot of people there that didn't play their politics in Lagos. So why this dog whistle about Lagos? Answer that. I've given it to you. Anatu Musawa didn't play her politics in Lagos. Mr. Adedeji didn't play her politics in Lagos.
Well, Mr. Dele Alake, incidentally...
listen.
You want to revise what you said earlier?
I understand. Now, the thing is this. I want you to take a very closer look at the appointment so far. The last tranche of appointment that was made are 28. Let me limit my discussion to the last appointment that was the 8 that were made, the last 20. You are calling Anatu and the rest. See, these are just a drop in the ocean, so to say. These are drop in the ocean, and that is why I was telling you that when you have variables of 20, when you have like 20 variables of 20, and 10 to 13 of that variable are from a particular set, you can make a generalization.
But that's a fallacy of hasty generalization. You're making a fallacy of hasty generalization.
Anyway, can we make progress?
That is not correct.
We need to make progress on this program.
That is not
Dele
correct.
Fulani.
If I may land on that point, sorry, Ruben.
Quickly,
okay,
do so, because we have to manage time. Now, you see, this is quite ironic, because some of the examples, for every example, there can be so many others. Mr. Dele Alake ran for Senate once in Ekiti State. Yes. The deputy governor of Ondo State at the moment, Ayedatiwa, was living in Lagos. He went to his home state to become, deputy governor. So you can come with all kinds of examples. But what I find curious here is this. The point about the SGF and the chief of staff. And you are saying that the SGF is superior to the chief of staff to the president. If you could just back that up with a reference, because I'm not aware that it is written anywhere that the office of the SGF is superior to the office of chief of staff. What I know is that the president can delegate an assignment to whoever he chooses. He has such powers. The second thing, somewhere in that your letter of appeal to the president, you were saying when the president was going to the Paris summit, he traveled with people from Lagos, Lagosians, Lagos boys. People, some of them, they don't even have a portfolio. Do you know that, in fact, you will probably be vindicating the people who argue that Lagos should be for Lagosians, the indigenous people, those who call themselves indigenous people of Lagos. They will say, look at it now. These people who have come to Lagos, they are now even quarreling among themselves about entitlements. So the conversation is not about service. It's not about agenda. Your support group is not setting an agenda for President Tinubu. You are fighting over who gets what position, who helps the president to carry bag, maybe when next he's going to the US. No, I mean, don't you think the optics look really bad?
Okay. Let me pick it from there, from your first question about the SGF and the chief of staff. I think the appointment of SGF is enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. But I cannot say same for the office of the Chief of Staff. And during Obasanjo administration, there was an administration that didn't even use Chief of Staff at all. I think Yar'Adua used Principal Secretary. The nomenclature of Chief of Staff, I think it started from President Obasanjo or so. And what we're saying is this. We have an office that is enshrined in the Constitution. I know the President has prerogative to assign and reassign duty or delegate duty to whoever he chooses. But why doing that? The President also have to be very careful in the area of protocol and seniority. In the area of protocol and seniority, you cannot say a Vice President is in a committee and you ask the Chief of Staff to chair that committee because the President has the power to assign and reassign. So we just feel things should be done in the proper perspective. That the AG is supposed to head that office because by other protocol, the FGS seniors the Chief of Staff to the to the President. Now to the next question. You see, what we are saying is this. I'm from Southwest. We know how we suffered, how we campaigned rigorously for this administration. The kind of campaign we made this time, we didn't do such campaign in 2015, 2019. So for obvious reason, we went out to campaign for Mr. President. Now Nigeria has voted for us, across length and breadth. Fine, we give glory to God in that. Now what we are saying is, there are things, all this I'm saying are not my personal opinion, but we are closer to the people. These are what is going on in the public, that the President seems to favor the Lagos politicians. Then it's not left for you to distinguish who is Lagos politician, who is not Lagos politician. I believe the primary definition of Lagos politician are those, even though they are from other states, but they base in Lagos and they play their politics in Lagos. These are friends of Mr. President that were even in his cabinet when he was governor. So we are not trying to cast aspersion, on anybody. We're just telling Mr. President to to spread out. It's just an advice to Mr. President to spread out. And like I did mention, which I still maintain my point, I did mention the last appointment. Those there are people that have worked with President before, people that are Lagos State, that are politicians, in Lagos. So that's what we are saying. That President should spread out. So it's a humble, it's a humble call, it's a humble advice, without hurting anybody, without casting aspersion, on anyone.
Who the President appoints, however, is his prerogative, as you yourself know. I mean, people from the Southeast too might as well come on television and say, oh, he has not appointed enough Igbos. People from the North Central will say, they too should be, given something. What the federal constitution says, yes, national character, inclusion, but to reduce it to Lagos versus Oyo, Lagos versus Ekiti, it looks, other Nigerians will be wondering what is going on within the APC.
That was actually going to be my next question, that I see that your title is coordinator for support groups in the APC, not just in the Southwest. So I want to assume that your reach covers all support groups across the country, right?
The letter says Southwest.
That's correct.
APC.
So are you just the coordinator for the Southwest wing of the support groups?
No. Let me make a clarification there. I'm a man of many feathers. I'm the national coordinator for the conference of all APC support group coordinators. Now, we have Southwest Coalition. And by the virtue of my position at the national, they feel, okay, they can't have, because, that's my zone, that I should also double as the leader of the Southwest. So that's it. So that letter that was written in my capacity as the leader of Southwest APC support group coalition. And if you read that letter, sorry, why?
Yes.
If you read that letter thoroughly, I just want to correct what Dr. Ruben made allusion to. If you read the letter thoroughly, at the end, I said somewhere that the president should look at other parts of the country. He should spread out and look at other parts of the country. So that is it.
That was the point I was going to make, actually, because you have two offices, but your first office primary is national remit, isn't it? And just to, again, take further Dr. Bati's point around the fact that the North can say they gave the president more votes than even the Southwest in terms of him emerging as president. And so if we had different groups like this within the APC agitating, would that not cause more issues for the president? Are there not matters that can be handled within rather than writing open letters? And even though you're saying you're not casting aspersions on the president, it's embarrassing to him. You're criticizing the choice of his appointments. You're criticizing the fact that he's not being a father to all. Does that not go in, against what it is you're saying you're doing? On one hand, praising him that he's doing well, but he is, it's nepotism you're accusing him of.
No, that's not correct. Nobody has accused Mr. President of nepotism. No. You see, office of the president is a highly exalted office. And most of these appointments, people will come with advice, suggestion, nomination, and all that when it comes to appointments. And by so doing, it could be that those that have direct access to him are people from a particular space. And the president may not even have the opportunity to also engage people from the other space because the president is being surrounded by people from a particular space. So, and being a very busy man, what we are saying, the letter is just to advise that, hey, Mr. President, look at other, don't be under any undue pressure to certain people from a space. Spread out, Mr. President. Spread out to other parts of the country, spread out to other parts of Southwest, and by extension, other parts of the country. So it's a humble advice. And that is an open letter, does not mean that we cannot reach out to Mr. President and another. We know the bureaucracy in presidency. We know the bureaucracy. The letter could be written. I may not even get to Mr. President for obvious reason. It may not get to Mr. President because of the issue we are trying to address. So what do we have to do? We have to rely on this means by writing an open letter. So okay. So far, the president has not done anything wrong. But what is seemingly happened to be that can cause a disquiet for a particular quarter, and we see it, and we could not say anything. We keep, a kind of move about it. I think we will not be doing Mr. President good, and by extension, the party. Okay.
So don't you think you are making the Southwest look very bad as we speak with this? Because President Tinubu is not a president for the Southwest. He's a president for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And if you are saying, look at other parts of the Southwest, you are already sectionalizing him as president. So don't you feel this attempt is making the Southwest look very bad? And let me by extension say, don't you think some people will say in some quarters, and you buy a Ronu?
Okay, Rufai, I'm not alone in all this. I'm not alone in all this. I could be the face out there, but I'm not alone in all this. There are hundreds of thousands of people that share this view. And we feel the best thing is to nip this on the board. Let me tell you something. If what we are saying, even though if the team seems balanced across other parts of the country, not even, let me take my discussion beyond Southwest. Let's say this thing seems balanced. Let's say the appointment seems balanced. Do you understand? I don't think the letter would have been necessary. Let's even play beyond Southwest. I don't think letter would have. Why we said Southwest is just because these are Yorubas. These individuals are Yorubas. Where do they could be from other parts of the South, but where do they play their politics? Where do they live? Where do they stay? They stay in a particular state, which is Lagos. And we said, okay, let's look at those that are playing their politics in Akure, in Abeokuta, in Ado-Ekiti, in Ibadan, in Osogbo, in Abeokuta, and the rest. It shouldn't be those that are playing their politics in Lagos alone. So it's a very harmless letter. It's a very harmless letter. And that's what we represent. It's our government. It's our government. So whatever we make people to see the government as government of yesterday that seems to be, tend towards a particular stock. We don't want it here also. We don't want to have, a replica of it.
What do you mean by it's our government?
Let's spread out.
What do you mean by it's our government? Is it the government of the Southwest? Is that what you mean?
No, don't put words in my mouth. It's APC government. That's what I mean.
Well, Dele Fulani.
It's our government. It's APC government.
Dele Fulani. I'm sure this conversation, is of interest to a lot of people. Somebody just sent me a message now saying that this Dele Fulani that is talking, support group, that the same people you are saying are Lagos boys, that they were the ones funding the support groups in other parts of the Southwest. True or false? You say that the support groups were coming to Lagos to collect money from the same people they say they don't want to see in government. True or false?
That is not correct.
Oh.
That is not correct. That is not correct. And I challenge anyone.
Okay.
My name is Dele Fulani. I challenge anyone. If any politician, even beyond Southwest, has given me kobo, and I'm not here maybe for political patronage. I say it with all emphasis. I'm not here for political patronage. What I'm here for is to guide, to give advice, to the government of the day, whereby whatever was the encumbrances of last administration this administration will not be withered with same. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. It's just the smooth sailing of this administration. So there's no any inordinate this thing.
Thank you so much
about it.
Thank you very much for coming on the morning show today, Otumba Dele Fulani.